College welcome you all in the last day, that is day 5 of the faculty development program. On recent is organized by Poddar International College in association with SRP Government PG College, Badipur, Dausa. Today we have two speakers. One is Dr. Kamlesh Jangid from Rajasthan Technical University, Kota, and second is Professor Neelima Gupta from University of Rajasthan. I welcome our speakers and dignitaries, Dr. Anand Poddar, Chairman, Poddar Group of Institution, Mrs. Rupal Poddar, Director, Poddar International College, Principal, Professor Praveen Goswami, Poddar International College, Government PG College, Head Department, Government PG College, Bandikui, Dr. Vinod Kumar Berwa, Associate Professor, SRP Government PG College, Bandikui, and all the faculty participants of different STEAM organizations and colleges. Now I welcome our first speaker. He is also connected with us. He is the Assistant Professor, University Department, Rajasthan Technical University, Kota, PhD from IIT Roorkee. He has published many research papers in journals. He has delivered the lecture in the national, international conferences, seminars, and FDPs. Dr. Jangid is going to deliver the lecture on latex, the language of scientific writing. With these words, I would like to invite Dr. Kamlesh Jangid to deliver the talk. Sir, please.
Yes. Am I audible, ma'am?
Right, sir. You are audible.
Thank you for the nice introduction, ma'am. So let me share my PPT.
Yes.
Ma'am, slide visible है मेरी PPT?
Yes, sir. Sir, it's visible.
Okay. Sir, visible. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I would like to thank the organizers, Dr. Meenu Mangal, Vice Principal, Poddar International College, Jaipur, Dr. Girija Shankar Taylor, and Dr. Nirmala Bansal of this FTP on recent trends in teaching. Especially thanks to my dear friend Dr. Deepak Kumar for giving me opportunity to interact with you all. The language of scientific outline of my talk about the importance, advantage, and disadvantage of the latex. In the second part, is about the simple which consists document class, pages, headings, and document, or you can say simply a document which consists the title of the document and how do we add the multiple author or author affiliations in the document, and in last we shall discuss about the how to add the abstract in the given document. And in the last or end part of the lecture, we shall how to structure the document, a paragraph or a section about the latex. So latex is basically a typesetting program. It's not a word, first of all. program. And this was originally discovered by Leslie Lamport in 1985. And early in 1980s, the and we pronounce this latex as either latex or latex. And the current version of this latex available is latex. And this is very important document which is designed to producing beautiful books, thesis, papers, articles, report. By the help of latex, you can produce a beautiful book, thesis typing, papers and articles. And this is widely used de facto standard in academic papers. Here de facto standard means convention that is free. So if you Word format or latex format. So latex format is basically de facto standard for everyone nowadays. So de facto standard is going to be very important for the latex purpose. And it is a professional result because if you use latex format, then if you generate its PDF file, so it looks very professionally good. And it is available in the online market also, and it is easily available to install Unix, so you can easily install in your system also. And it is format because paper or components. So it is for general has any standard format. So you can easily upload from the format paper or thesis or book in the standard format also. And it is easily manageable also. You can write your paper or document in paper, list of figures, list of tables, index, glossaries, and bibliography. If you talk about the thesis, if you write a thesis in LaTeX, then it automatically generates table of contents, list of figures, list of tables, indices, bibliography. And it's a fast process and it's very useful purpose. So if you have number of mathematical equations, then it is easy to use LaTeX mathematical equation by the application of LaTeX, and it is freely available and distributed under the LPPL license project. And the commands are very easy to learn because these simple commands easily remember these commands. And one good thing is that never lose your life. It means your LaTeX file will never crash or never lose your life. And you can compile a very big book around 1,000 pages. Very big book is either 1,000 pages, 100 pages, or more than 50,000 pages. But up to 70,000 pages, you can easily compile your also this one. So this is the disadvantage of this, you can say, but it is very useful, as we said. And it is a not straightforward for creating complex table, because if you want to create your complex table, application of this URL code. So at the application of this URL text to studio. So before we start text, we need to work to think comments. Comments. So you can write by the application of this percentage. So whenever you write your comments, then use this percentage command. So by writing this percentage command, you can write anything about the document, which will not be compiled in the text. So the BPR is the comments. So by the application of this comments command, which are by percentage, you can ignore the you can ignore. Now, if white space is also important here, because if you write a text in the simple latex and and so on. So if you tap more than one times the space bar, and automatically space only. If you tap, consider only a single space. So this reduces a single space only. Commands are very important. So used to tell latex how to typeset something. So to use the latex, we need to remember some basic commands of the latex. And the commands are very sensitive. Optional parts are in square bracket. So whenever we use commands, so optional parts are written in the square brackets and the compulsory parts are written in curly brackets here. Optional parts of the commands will be written in square bracket, will be written in the curly brackets. We will study in the coming slides. So the environment, this environment might change to the text within the environment. So it means if you write your, suppose you want to write a mathematical equation, so you can just insert begin environment name and environment name. So write when you want to write figure, mathematical equation. So you can define your environment easily by using these two commands, begin environment and end environment. And you just need to write your environment name. Environment name could be either table, figure, equation, or anything. And this environment will start in a new paragraph. And we need, if you write some special characters such like backslash, dollar, percentage, uppercase, and so there are some standard command for these characters also. So we do these special characters and also. So these are the file information. Basically, your so first one, your main file where you write your document is written as .text. Suppose you want to write a paper, then your main file will be paper.text. So your .text is the main file, and .bb is the reference file. If you talk about the paper, then we know that how to write the references. So references can be easily handled by the application of this .bib file, and this is very important to arrange bibliography in your document if your number of references are more than 50 or 100. So you can easily handle your references with the application of this .bib file. And this .class file is the standard class file which is required for purpose. Every journal has any different formattings. So every journal has a different class file which is already available in their websites. So you can easily download .class file for the formatting of the document. .st file, this is the style for editing features in your report, and .bst is the bibliography style. .text document. .bib file for the reference purpose. .class file is required for formatting purpose. .sty file required for editing features in your report or documents, and .bst file required for now. So basically, your three categories. First one is the document class, and the documents. So whenever you start with latex, these three things are very important. First one is the document class, where you define about the type of the document. It means types of the document or class of the documents may be either article, book, thesis, report, or letter. And you in this class you can also define the options. Options can be font size of the document, paper size, format. Under this document class, first part of the your latex document. In second part, permeable part, this permeable part incorporate packages or define macros here. So you can easily download your macros or packages. Suppose if you want to insert a figure, then you use this graphics. Similarly, if you colored your text, then you need to use this command backslash package color. So backslash is very important. So backslash is specifically used to command your latex document. Okay. So every command or macros are inserted in this permeable part, and code is up to be such as title, author, abstract. So that between begin document and end document, right? So in this begin document and end document, and these first two parts are compulsory parts, right? So before we start the latex document, first and second, after you can start writing your latex document between begin documents and end documents, which consist main body stuff such as title, author, abstract sections, and references. If you talk about the general paper only, as I said already, that optional parts are in the square bracket, in compulsory part can be font size, paper size, and page format. So suppose I want to write my document in A4 paper, and two columns. A4 paper, 12 point is the font size, and two columns format instead of one column. And I want to write it as an article format. It means paper format. So this is my first document class. I have for the text. So output of the document will be in such a way: A4 paper with 12 point format. So this is our example document class. Now next is the document class. So document class define the type of the documents. So your document may be either a book, report, article, or letter. So in place of this class, we want to write. You want to write this is a letter, then just write a letter. So you can define your whatever in the class you can define here. Options may be either font size, paper size, page format, and many more. So you can easily define the options also. So these are some standard document classes: book, report, article, and data. There are some features specific to each. The actual syntax of this command is this one: square bracket options in curly bracket classes. The options, as I said earlier, can be font size, paper size, page format, equation number, and many more. You can define your option command. Now, options can be either font size. So font size can be selected for the entire document with one of the options: 10 point, 11 point, or 12 point. And by default, if you do not write your font size, by default your font size will be 10 point. So if you do not write your font size, as a 10 point, 11 point, or 12 point. Paper size you can define also. Can be letter paper, legal paper, executive paper, you can say A4 paper. Page format you can also define. The options for setting the content of each page is set by the options, either one column or two column format, because many journals requires two column format of the your paper. So you can use two column command there or one column command. So by default is one comment in the option of the document class. Option can be separated by using the commas. So option, if you want to add more options, so use comma, such as I want to write our article, my article in A4 paper. So I write A4 paper, and I want also a size of the font must be a 12 point. So I write 12 point, and for the given article, A4 paper, 12 point, and 2 my article class, it means simple general paper. Now page style. So your page style may be either plain, empty, headings, and my headings. So to style the individual pages, backslash page style command can be used with one of the following mandatory. If you want to write your document, this is our default page style. Page head is empty here, and contains with this plain page style consists the with respect to width of the text. And if your page style both head and use page styles headings, this is default for the book class. Empty here, and head contains page numbers and numbers of the name of the chapter, section, and this you can define your command mark right or mark both. Style current page only, so you need to apply this command backslash this page style curly bracket style either plain empty, so you can write your style name here. So you can apply for the current page also. Now this page style empty, so you can define your page style of the document by the application of these different styles. Now the text to appear on the head of every page with the help of following commands: backslash, mark both left head, right head, mark right head. This is our standard command. Here, even number pages are considered left, and odd number pages are considered right. So this thing should keep in mind that in LaTeX, even number pages are considered in left, and odd number pages are considered in right side. By the application of this command. Now you can also set your page number for the document. That is, style of the page number can be specified by the commands such as backslash, page numbering, curly bracket. In this curly bracket, you can define your page number style. Your page number style can be Arabic, Roman, and if you use Arabic command here, then output will be such way 1, 2, 3, and so on. If you use this Roman command, then our numbers will appear. If you use this ROMN command, then uppercase Roman numerals will appear, such as this one. If you use this LF command, then lowercase English letters will appear, such as A, B, C, and so on. And if you use this L, uppercase letters will appear by using these different commands for the page numbering. So accordingly, you can apply. And that by default, the Arabic command is used for the page numbering. And we can make the page start with any number we want to give the command. So you can start your page number with any number you want. For this one, we need to use this command. Set counter, curly bracket, you need to write the page, and you need to write the number. Suppose you want to start your page with 10 number. So just write here 10. So you can write where number is the page number we wish to start with. So you can easily start with page numbering by using first part comes the title of your document. So your title of so you need to write your title. So as I said in latex, every command start with backslash. So whenever you need to write your title, so use backslash title, curly bracket. As I said that curly brackets denotes or define the compulsory part of the command. Document here, and in this case author, so you need to write your author name and its affiliations also. You can write and backslash make title. If you define your title, author, and date, then use this make title command. And if you run the latex file, then output will be a very short document. And for example, this one, as I said, our document consists 3 parts. So first part is document class, second part is permeable part, and third is the main body part. So here I have defined the my output should be A4 paper, and output must be an article format. And this is our title of the document, a very short document. Author, suppose this is Kamlesh, suppose date I today is not today's date. Then use this make title command. This print the information. Then we end our document. So this is our standard latex short document. So whatever you write here, output will be in a single PDF file. By default, all the entries produced by these commands are centered on the lines in which they appears. It means if you do not define any command, then by default all the entries produced by these commands are centered on the lines on which they appear. If it will, or you may insert double slash command. If you want to break your line, then you can apply this double slash command to separate break the command we use to multiple author side by side. If your document has no author, so you can insert backslash command. Right? So for example, this one, suppose I want to add multiple authors. So I write as backslash author, line break. It means information will be in the next line. So you write the affiliation of the first author. Similarly, if I want to add one more letter, then I use end command. Then I write author name and its affiliation, and then end the curly bracket. Right? Then output will be looks like this one. Author. As I have used here double slash backslash command, so therefore this will be again I have used command, so therefore this is address line 1 2, and I author second, so it should be this one, author second, with the address line 21 and address line 22. And instead of this backslash command, if I use double backslash here, then the name will be printed one below another. It means this information will be below this information. Use double slash command in place of this backslash command. So by the application of these commands, you can easily add multiple authors. So to add multiple authors, we need simple backslash and command to add more author. And how to add abstract? In the document class, article and report and abstract is produced by the special commands, which is written as begin abstract and abstract. So we have write our environment name as abstract. Here comes the document. Your abstract in between begin abstract and abstract. In the report class, abstract appear on a separate title page, and in the article class, it appears below the title information of the first page. Below the title information. It means title name, author's name, and its affiliation. After that, abstract will appear. So in the report class, or you can say article class, it appears below the title information of the first page. And this command is not available in the book class because book class is different. Now this is our extraction of the document. Anything of the document may consist of in paragraph also. So you can structure your document accordingly. And if your document is structured in the table of contents automatically, so table of content is automatically generated. It contains the parts, chapters, sections. So by default, contents will be generated automatically. Now you can define your font for the latest file. In latex, family, series, and save as shown in the table. So by the application of these styles, define your latex style. So if you want one, then you need to apply this command. And run. SREF, then use text as a scenario. For text, then use this command \text here and write your text here. If you want to write a text IT and write your text here. And you want to small characters and use text write your text here. So whatever output we have. So you can have fonts also. And suppose write this command. So I emphasize here. For example, this one, it is \emph, very important to practice the typesetting command so that you do not \emph forget them. So output will be this way. It is very important. So you can see this very is emphasized here to practice the typesetting document so that you do not forget. So again, we have emphasized over forgetting them. By the application color, you can color the text. For example, the writing text is color. If you want to color your text, we need to apply this command \text your text here. So in this color, you can define whatever you want, either red, blue, green, yellow. define as a blue color format, and I have write as a big red box. This is my text. Now this will produce a big red box because this is my text and I have defined a blue color here. So it looks like a blue text file, a big red box. So easily you can define color for the text also. You can define type size of the, it means size of the font. Is 10 point size. For changing the type size, following commands can be used. If you, this is our standard. No use, but if you want to your text size either large or very large or big or very big, then we apply this teeny command \td. If you not write as a footnote size, then we apply this \footnote size. If you want your text is small, then we write as a \small. If you want to write as a large, so \large. Extra large, then we write capital large. These are huge and very huge. So accordingly, you can by using these standard commands. So by the application of the type size, you can define the text size also. This is our example. Suppose this is our text example. I have write this one, Rajasthan University Poddar, and this is emphasize. It means name of the workshop. So I want to emphasize here. So I have used the emphasize command here. Text for research. Okay. And again, I have bold the date of the FDP. So accordingly, by the application of the earlier defined commands, either boldface command, emphasize command, you can define your text for the documents. Okay. So you can do this one. Now, how do we break our lines or paragraphs? Paragraphs and line breaks. So paragraph, leave a blank line in the input. If you write a paragraph, then just enter one space. Then automatically your text will start from the next line. If you want to get line, then for example, this one will be in this way. But if you want to break by using the latex command, so you can separate or line breaks by using the double \/ command in the latex main text file. And you can also set your page margins also. Or paper in the general. So even side margin is this one, top side margin is this one. Your page margin here by the application of these commands. Even side margin kitna, what should be the even side margin, what should be the top side margin, head height. By the application of these commands, you can define page margin. We write in the latex document, we should and find them basically. So latex generate number for section, figure, and other environments automatically. So you access them with the given environment and section, backslash section, I have write as a introduction. So I label this as a backslash label sec intro. So this is my key for the citation of this label. So whenever I cite this introduction, I use command backslash sec intro because this is my citation. So sec intro is the key for this label and to cite this section introduction. Any section, I can refer it as a backslash refer sec intro. So to refer an element, first by support. Once label, you can cite anywhere in the text by using this command backslash f sec biology, or you can refer to the page the element it is in. It means in place of the paragraph, you can also refer by the application of the page number also. So we need to apply this command backslash and then level of the section or paragraph or biology. Application of this command, you can refer reference almost anything such as figures, tables, sections, items, equations, whatever you want. Where do I put the first one is section? Suppose you are writing a document. So anywhere within the section, it is recommended to place the label just after the section command. Whenever we want to label a section, so we need to, it is recommended that use this label as after the section command. So your section command is will be label, and label should, I write the name of the label, whatever we label. After the captions, I write a label. I write as a label here. So you can easily define your labels after the command. The bibliography environment produce a bibliography or references list. In the article, references in the report style or article is labeled by article references, and if you use in the book format, then it will appear like a bibliography. For example, this is our reference style. The bibliography and backslash and the bibliography, and I label the reference by using appropriate word, and then I use cite key here. And this cite key is very important to cite this written reference. Right? So this is my latex style to the 10 and publication. Then I use environment. Right? Then I just digit number here. Right? So this is and is backslash begin the and the between I write essays, and I start writing references by this authors. Right? So you can easily apply prepare this PPT, right? So thank you. If you have any question.
Side, Dr. Audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Especially in a few areas, but it is very important language. Scientific research, because many journals, they even ask for the latex format itself. It was a wonderful thing. I think each one of us.
Sir, are you asking questions, sir?
Ma'am, sir, we have to use mix. Sorry.
Text of so आप जो कुछ compiler. Your mictex is the compiler for the latex document.
Yes.
To write your latex, you need to either install WinEdit or Text Studio.
Okay.
Text Studio or WinEdit. You can easily.
Yeah.
You can reference.
Okay, sir. Right.
So you can download Text Studio from here.
Right.
Now I'm very thankful to Dr. Kamlesh Jangir to be a part of this faculty writing language and how we can write a research paper, books, review at the scientific level, and also explain compilation of the books. And he has given the detailed information about the writing skills, how to make table commands by using the latex language. And if we want to add some mathematical value, we can use environment name and using some commands, some special characters. So this lecture will also help to write a document, research article, thesis, and books for every participants. And sir has explained a very deep knowledge in a page style, font, heading style, and the commands, references, citations. So thank you, sir, for joining us.
Thank you, ma'am, for inviting me.
Thank you. Now, our next speaker is Professor Neelima Gupta. Ma'am, are you connected? Just wait for a few minutes. Ma'am is joining within 2 minutes. So please wait. Now I welcome our internationally well-known resource person, Professor Neelima Gupta. Welcome. Are you connected? Yes. Now it's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker, Gupta, Department of Chemistry, University of Rajasthan, Jaipur, presently also holds position of Director, PG School of Physical Science, and Additional Director, Center for Converging Technologies, and Secretary in Council of Chemical Research Society of India. Research interest of Professor Neelima Gupta includes scientific heterocyclic chemistry, physical organic chemistry, computational chemistry, assisted study of reaction mechanism and drug molecules interactions. She has also worked as postdoctoral fellow at EMA University, Germany, and Philippines University of Malabar under Indo-German Cooperation Program and has supervised 14 PhD students. She has more than 75 research publications in international, one Indian patent to her credit. And she has authored several chapters in international reference series published by Thiem and Springer. And it's an international has received the Distinguished Women Scientist Award and was also awarded for excellence in research among top researchers of the University of Rajasthan in 2009. As one of the founding convener of CSI, he actively engaged in chemistry, national and international conferences, FDP, international conferences, symposium, workshops in India and abroad. With these words, ma'am, I would like to invite to deliver the talk. Ma'am will speak on emerging areas of research.
Thank you, Dr. Minu. Am I audible?
Yes.
So, thank you, Dr. Minu for the faculty development program, and I congratulate the Poddar for taking this initiative because of this currently ongoing times. Physical conferences and so many academic programs because of that pattern has also become little less. So this type of programs, they give opportunity to each other and get updated in this time.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it's visible? Visible and am Okay. Mangal told, I will be talking about the emerging areas of research in chemical and allied sciences. Are the field where we know the continuous developments are in place, and as other of all branches as it connects them together. This we will see in my this lecture onwards. What are things that are taking place, and what are the advances students this today's faculty development program, they are already teaching in various have to be informed about that which areas in the coming years are going to be more important with more details during their study years, and then they can take up in our country in place. So important aspects for us, and a few years back which need the environment was the most important thing we used to talk about. We can say and the greenhouse and the other things, the you know the of life was we know when we go to Delhi, we used to say the sky is not too. Comes the health, where most of our scientists are working to make our life better in these areas, because we know the kind of lifestyle we are living as if even a kid, a small kid, is not given a week, he feels like he is cut off from the world. And the computer an essential part in our household lives. The two things in our lives. So now the laptops and the computers have also become the same. This COVID period, because more the classes are given to the smaller, younger children in our families. Storage is another important area. Then the food areas. So these four things which are the last, health has become most important to us. Like अगर हमारे पास सेहत है तो सब कुछ है, जान है तो जहान है. And staying back smaller care of them, that they should not require they should live a healthy life. So the health, the health has become the most important aspect in today. So what are the areas to us that I will be talking in my next slide. Done in the area of we scientists all one thing we know, that the nature is the master chemist. Scale chemical reaction on earth is the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis taking place around us. The amount of the nature gives us examples of the teaching our students. Then atmospheric chemistry, our atmosphere is a very huge reaction vessel where different types of gases, they are we want to have a cleaner environment for our next generation. The wonders of the nature, when we look at the gems and stone, Jaipur is already the capital or city or in the world. So of that give them, you can talk about any of the precious sapphire or wonders, the shining and the transparency, and such a wonderful, crystal structures. Of wonderful nano assemblies. Now the nanoscience among the carriers. The nanoparticles and about such a wonderful, in such a wonderful manner. Shining coloration, the specific coloration, they are all nano assemblies. The lotus flower in the water pool, and when a drop of water it falls on the lotus flower, it doesn't stick to it. So the petals of the lotus flower, they also have some specific nano structures, so created by the nature itself. The human body, our own body is, big about biochemistry, the reactions of enzymes, and when we say requires some drug molecule. Written there or not?
Ma'am, slide is not moving. First slide is shown.
So I think then there is some problem. Then we can go in this mode. Now you see slide.
Yes, ma'am.
So maybe go in this mode. I once more. Which side is now you see. Okay, when I move to next slide, then let me know whether you are able to see it or not. Okay. So
Okay.
I was nature itself is acts as a chemist. So the human biology and the human chemical reactions going on in our body throughout the day in a continuous manner. So now I have moved next slide. Are you able to see? Able to see the next slide?
No, ma'am.
Now,
No, ma'am.
history of chemistry is there?
Right, ma'am. Right.
Yeah, so there is connectivity problem. It happens so many times with the Google Meet. So let us see. Creation from the nature, the chemists have always from we can talk about the history of chemistry, and I have given a link also at the top of the slide. You can go there read about the history of chemistry, the landmarks and the timeline. Most important things have taken place in the history of chemistry. So we see here quite long back in the year 1704. He is considered the father of chemistry, and during the French Revolution, during French Revolution, it was not liked by the king. And chemical bond was given by Lewis. So the modern chemistry is thought to be based on that knowledge. 19th century was a landmark in the history of chemistry, as we know the first time in 1828. So that was the beginning of the chemistry. Be known that the organic but Wohler and he said this amide is so this is started a great all those compounds which were previously being extracted from chemists started to try to synthesize. Also needs a special mention because he has done so much of the as days we talk about nano chemistry or nano particles. So it is not a very recent thing that it had then he discovered electricity, he discovered magnetism, discovered so much valuable. Then Linus Pauling is said to be the greatest. We are teaching our students about the discoveries made by these great scientists, and later on how now, now the next slide is visible. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So now during these last few couple of decades, there have been revolutionary technologies, development and wide domain of sectoral applications. And we know whenever we talk about our lifestyle, our current situation, so what is more important to us? Whenever we say our current life, it deals with so many things. Our career, our, education, our health, what kind of lifestyle we want to lead also depends on in which country you are living. So, particular they are having trade with the other countries. So the most important things in today's time, we can see a few examples that the healthcare and the medicines, they are very important to us. And nowadays, recently, the drug delivery has come up with a advanced area of research, because the drugs, how these drugs should be specifically targeted. So the be to cure that particular disease. The drug delivery we need to have is one interesting area. Then early detection of disease, we have seen during last 2 years during these COVID pandemic times. Initially, we know whenever this RT-PCR test was launched, it was costing, I think, something around 3,000 rupees or more than that, and it was not very easily available also. And now the cost of the test has been reduced so much, and we have rapid tests also available to us, that we can buy a kit and can have the test at home also. So the early detection of disease in many other critical diseases also is very important. We know it is completely curable, but if it is detected at a later stage, then the cure is possible. So the early detection, so many types of new tests, new sensors, which can help us in having a particular type of detection of disease. Then along with those sensors or chemicals, we need where the electronics also plays an important role for the development of new instruments which can help us in we know whenever we have for any sort of detection, then it is said that okay, this diagnostic center has a better machine. Here the magnet is so many Tesla optical instruments, they need to electronics in all areas. We us, we have made our life easier. Around textiles, every day being used in a new manner. Different types of textiles. Recently, that you can have a suit any even if a water is thrown on or a tea or coffee is thrown on this it will be distracted. Agriculture where as well as crop protection. We need to have for the chemicals or these and then and the other thing also. Construction, one another important area of research. Don't have much land to expand horizontally, so most of the development in the is coming up in a vertical manner. So when we say construction, we need materials and other technologies also. Also techniques because water for consumption as well as for the consumption of our or crop production also. Water treatment has always been an important aspect. Our is another area is being Rajasthan, where the sunlight is years, last 5 years, that institutional solar paneling was taking place in Jaipur, but now the people are having those solar panels on their rooftops also. Because storing that energy by transferring it back into the main electricity grid. Processing, cosmetics, these other areas which also require new So when we talk about all these areas which are important for research and development, what is important today? The importance is sustainable development. Development that meets the needs without compromising the ability of generations. We need to have all types of development, all research in a direction that if we are, for our use, we should sustainable development, and we can see nowadays conference which we want sustainable. So the sustainability is the most important thing we need in today's time. Sustainable development has happened during last 2-3 decades is the green technology. So we say green technology, this green intended to mitigate or reverse the effects of human activity on the environment. So whenever we talk about our chemistry or the other allied branches of sciences, when we say that this is a green technology or this whatever experiment we are doing of chemistry or the chemical science. That means that whenever we carry out reaction in our laboratory or in our industry or in our factory, there should not be a permanent harm or permanent damage should be created our environment. The technology should be such that whatever side effects of those production techniques taking place, there should be something which is able to reverse that damage. So if we are able to create such processes, we are following the green technology for our development. So is the next slide already visible? What is important today written on it? Or,
It is not changed, ma'am.
yeah, so every
Yeah,
time I think
change,
I have
change.
to go like this. I will go, go back to my slideshow and then come here. So here in the next one or two slides, I would like to highlight the last year's, these Nobel Prize in chemistry, because what is more important in chemistry today. Because so many types of chemistry is such a huge area. When we say this subject word chemistry or the chemical sciences especially. So biochemistry, pharmaceutical chemistry, medicinal chemistry, physical chemistry, organic chemistry, materials chemistry, nanomaterials, and then branches of the chemistry itself. So in chemistry also, or chemical sciences also, what is more important for us? So see here Germany from USA for the development of the press release जो थी इसकी नोबेल प्राइज की, वो मैं यहाँ शो कर रही हूँ स्लाइड पे आपको. Can see the importance of, there are three words, three important here. Development, ठीक है, कुछ किया होगा उसी का नोबेल प्राइज मिलेगा. Then the other two important words are asymmetric and these words are very important, asymmetric as well as organocatalysis. I will come to it.
Yes,
The discovery is awarded the Nobel Chemistry.
yes.
Yeah. So here, let's see the is the chiral molecules, and here the we know if there is a chiral center, there are two isomers. So has the smell of lemon and the other isomer has the smell of orange. Two beautiful, we can distinguish between two very easily. Because both of these are in asymmetric synthesis for the production of asymmetric molecules. And when we say asymmetric molecules, Benzamist, what he has done, Benzamist, found reactions are asymmetric reactions. Chiral substrates and one stereoisomer of the compound can react with that particular enzyme and the other stereoisomer doesn't react. I give a very the example of citrazine, which we all know is one molecule which is taken allergic. Levocitrazine allergic. in the mixture making its cost cheaper, but in few cases it may have some side effect also. In majority of persons, the other isomer may not have any side effect, but in few humans it can have some side effect. So that's why the levocetirizine is considered to be a better anti-allergic drug, because it has 100% of the drug molecules only, and it is optically pure compound, the levocetirizine, and it is a little bit costlier also. The cost increases. Why it increases? Because the asymmetric synthesis, because whenever we want to synthesize one isomer, one enantiomer, we need to have special synthetic methods. So the Benjamin list found that if an enzyme in our body is such a big macromolecule which is made of so amino acids. So Benjamin List could identify that whether the whole enzyme molecule is required to act as catalyst or a small part. So he could identify that the proline as a nitrogen atom, and because this nitrogen atom has a lone pair of electrons, this proline acts as the catalyst. And Benjamin List used this proline molecule as the organocatalysis. Then the second, our second Nobel Prize winner was working with metal catalysts, and the metal catalyst also. One thing, and these catalysts are very difficult to prepare. They are moist. To deal with the metal catalyst was not a very comfortable thing. Also, later on, whatever they had those ions. So Macmillan again used organic molecule, and here we can see on the right side, again this organic molecule has nitrogen atom which can form an iminium ion. Iminium ion, we know when a nitrogen can give its lone pair, it can form N plus, positively charged nitrogen. So used such type of iminium compounds for the catalysis, and this catalysis, because the bulky group chiral we are able to have so this is similar area, so they were given the Nobel Prize together. They shared it equally, and this is the Nobel Prize is how it is cited. By linking together small chemical building blocks, but controlling all chemical reactions taking place in our reaction vessels or the chemical reactors in the industry. At the industrial level, we put inside the reactants, and these reactants, in the presence of solvent, the small molecules a complex molecule to be synthesized, we need nowadays we are teaching people understand how you can analyze a large size molecule by step procedure. Need for three, atoms to join at a particular Benjamin List and David Macmillan, and of a new and ingenious tool for molecule building using organocatalysis, because here the catalyst is an organic molecule in asymmetric synthesis. It's used because so the most important is today I talked in my first or second slide, health is the pharmaceuticals and the medicines development of medicine, so that we can have a sustainable recognized, and they were given Nobel Prize. Then come to two slides here. There are sometimes, very interesting available on the how to reach there and how to get knowledge from that. So IUPAC, we all know every year shortlist top 10 emerging. So here listed 2020 top 10 emerging technologies in more important. So what are the more important? Aggregation induced emission. So whenever we say technology, we should be able to tell our students science in a practical manner. So this aggregation, the fluorescent dyes, they give emission in solution. So then they emit some particular type of, so artificial intelligence applied chemistry, dual ion batteries. We all know knowing is efficient, all iPhones and many other devices also. We are using lithium ion batteries, which are rechargeable. The energy can be stored, it can be taken away from one place to another place, and then we can recharge the battery again and again. So these dual ion batteries are even more advanced technology which is coming up, which uses the graphite also in combination to the lithium ion, and a lot of research is being taking place. Maybe a couple of years down in the lane, we might be high pressure inorganic chemistry, liquid gating technology, nano sensors, rapid diagnostic for the so much of the research taken place during last 2 years. Initially in 2019, when this COVID came, and early know how much time it will take for a vaccine. Long it takes maybe 10 years or so, but we have seen that came up. The scientists were working, and they were working in all directions, and we had so many very other different types of vaccines also. Also, what we want everyone to be double vaccinated, and elderly people who are more than the age of workers being given the booster dose also. And it has been a well-known less damage to their health has taken place. After 2020, if we come next year, so the next year, 2021, these top 10 emerging technologies, they were given, importance again. Now, artificial humic matter for biomass, blockchain technology, chemiluminescence for biological use. This chemiluminescence for biological use is very important because, the diagnosis of a particular disease at a particular part of our body, they need special type of equipments and analytical, machinery. So for that, we need specialized biosensors. So chemical synthesis of RNA and DNA is another important thing which is taking place. Semi-synthetic life, single cell metabolomics, sonochemical coatings, superwettability. Superwettability is again a phenomena, whatever liquid it is, maybe water, maybe oil, maybe any other sort of liquid. If a material is able to hold it in a very good manner, for example, if we have a super wettable material which can be made wet with the oil with a very good power of cohesion, so the oil can be removed from the surface of sea using that super wettable material. Similarly, sustainable production of ammonia, the Haber process ammonia is said to be the most because our whatever production we have, our fertilizers, so the ammonia is very important for our food production. The population is increasing. So the sustainable production of ammonia again remains a topic of importance. So it was listed among top. Is also some important thing taking place in the research being taking place in the medicinal chemistry responsible for some disease or some ailment. Message or its transcription into our reactions in our body is transferred. So top 10 emerging technologies listed by IUPAC. Go there and see what new current research is being taking place and areas of research. 15 minutes, I have more. Hello?
You audible?
And I have another 15 minutes for me?
No, we can take 10 minutes more.
10 minutes more. Okay, so in next 10 minutes, recent research work made us, looking into the literature, what are the new areas of research. So we got interested in the one can follow discovery things. So as Minu told in the beginning, chemistry-based algorithm and computer resources to stimulate chemical events and calculate chemical properties of atoms and molecules. And nowadays we can do some experiments with the help of computational chemistry before laboratory, so as to save our resources and other things. And again, in drug design and discovery, predict events such as the drug binding to its target and the properties for designing drugs. We have a market and how does this drug molecule reacts in our body? In our body, it has to reach a specific target and then react with some protein or enzyme in our the process would be able to help in the of that particular disease. So the drug molecule and biomolecules in our body, because we have so many types of biomolecules in our body, enzymes, proteins, DNA, RNA, and the other macromolecules, they have and then react with that particular site. So here we can see which has a physiological effect when administered in the body. And the drug can be small molecule or they can be a moderately complex molecule also. A drug molecule may have some 50 to 100 atoms also. Or some drug molecules can be very small. We know paracetamol is not a very big molecule, it's a small molecule. They can act in our body on different targets. They can go inside our body and react. They can interact with a particular receptor in our body and may act as agonist of that receptor. We need requiring agonist. And if we need to block a particular receptor, we would there are ion channel blockers, then molecules part to another part moving in our body. And then there may be some drug molecules which may act as DNA blockers. So the whole, process of drug discovery is a very, long process. And here you can see the timeline shown here. One is required. One has to identify which protein is associated with this particular disease. Then that protein is to be isolated. Then genomics, proteomics, biopharma research, is involved to identify which pocket is responsible, and then high throughput. Thousands and thousands of compounds already synthesized in our libraries, so we can try to find out which compound which is already known, already synthesized. If it is made to react with that particular protein, where will there be any interaction or not? So, screening up to here, I have shown 100,000 compounds may be screened with the help of computational chemistry, है ना? The target protein, will it interact with each other or not? And then combinatorial chemistry, the molecular models are involved when you can identify the target in the protein, or protein, to identify first that, and then to identify a particular molecule which is maybe already known to us, whether it reacts or not reacts, or a new compound which may not be yet synthesized, but the structure would, if it is synthesized, the structure would be very helpful, and that particular structure should be able to interact with that particular protein. So you can later on synthesize that particular structure or modify the structure of already known compounds to have better reaction also. So we can see that the process is very long process, but we, as a chemist, as biochemist, or as biological scientist, we can be interested in drug discovery. So the third parts, important parts involved are: the first is basic research, then second is the identification which protein or enzyme in our body will act as target. Then is the lead discovery. Lead candidate, is known as when you try to screen against a particular protein, and you try to find out which compounds are, or which structure is able to interact with that biomolecule. And then out of those lead molecules is the candidate selection. Candidate selection is the selection of the particular molecule to be used as drug. So hit molecule is known as the, when in my last slide I showed you that 100,000 of compounds can be screened. So out of those 100,000 of compounds, you can shortlist a smaller number of compounds, which may be small number of compounds which may be able to interact with that particular enzyme. So those molecules are known as hit molecules. Okay, they will be having a specific activity against a particular target protein. And then screening hits. Synthesized in the laboratory, and then in vitro, in vivo, all sorts of experiments are done to see whether that molecule is actually acting as a drug molecule. And then the potency of the drug molecule may be increased by changing some substituents or side chains or some additional functional groups to find out a good drug candidate. The computation is routinely to accelerate the long and costly drug discovery process, because we can have the help of our computational tools, which reduces the time of drug discovery. So the three steps typically involved are: the first, the hit identification phase, in activity towards the target. Chemicals compounds हैं जो कि उसे interact कर सकते हैं. Second step is the lead generation phase, in which hit compounds are improved in potency against the target. And the third part is the lead optimization phase, in which the lead compounds are optimized, generating pharmacological effect in the patient. कि फिर हम उसको पेशेंट्स के अंदर देखते हैं कि क्या हमारे ये जो हमने अपना लीड मॉलिक्यूल को आइडेंटिफाई किया था, how it's change in concentration or change in formulation or slight change in the structure, whether increases the so हमें ड्रग डिस्कवरी में वी नीड मॉलिक्यूलर लेवल अंडरस्टैंडिंग बायोमोलिक्यूल इट टारगेट। एंजाइम हमारा क्या है, वहां पर हमारा कौन सा हमारा माइनर ग्रुप या मेजर ग्रुप में जो है हमारा मॉलिक्यूल जो है वो उसमें कौन कौन से फंक्शनल ग्रुप हैं, जिससे कि उसमें किस तरह की हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग हो सकती है, वंडर वाल फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन हो सकते हैं, जिसकी वजह से वो कोई पर्टिकुलर टारगेट ट्रैक्स विद इट्स टारगेट इज इम्पोर्टेंट एंड उसकी हम एफिकेंसी को इन्फ्लुएंस कर सकते हैं। सॉलिडिटी क्या है, क्योंकि मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम वी नो हमारे पास जो भी ड्रग मॉलिक्यूल तो उसकी हमारे सॉल्युबिलिटी क्या होगी, जो कि हमारे जब हम उसको ओरल इनटेक लेंगे तो वो डिसॉल्व होके हमारी बॉडी के सिस्टम के अंदर डिसॉल्व होके हमारे अगर सिर दर्द हो रहा है तो इट शुड बी एबल, द ड्रग मॉलिक्यूल शुड बी एबल टू creating the headache. So all these information is required. So तो हम अंडरस्टैंडिंग कर सकते हैं होस्ट कैस फिनोमेना, हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग हो रही है, देन बायोमोलिकुलर इंटरेक्शंस जो होती हैं दे कैन बी जितने भी हमारे प्रोसेसेस होते हैं बायो एंड द स्मॉल मॉलिक्यूल्स जो हम मार्केट में आ जाता है, कमर्शलाइज हो जाता है, देन इट इज नोन एज ड्रग मॉलिक्यूल। एंड बिफोर दैट until the phase of investigation or हम उसे ड्रग कैंडिडेट बोलते हैं। हमारे पास जो एक्सपेरिमेंटल कर सकते हैं कि हम प्रोटीन होता है ह्यूमंस मॉलिक्यूल्स को लेकर में सॉल्यूशन बनाकर रिएक्शन हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है, फ्लोरोसेंस स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोपी से कि कोई इंटरेक्शन हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है। बट नाउ है उनसे भी हम 3D सिमुलेशन बना 3D हो रहा है। तो यहाँ हम स्लाइड पे देख सकते हैं हमारा ड्रग मॉलिक्यूल है और जो बायो मॉलिक्यूल है उनका आपस में कोई इंटरेक्शन नहीं है। हमको लिटिल फास्ट मॉलिक्यूलर मैकेनिक्स में जो है हमारे पास बहुत सिंपल मॉलिक्यूलर मैकेनिक्स के प्रिंसिपल को यूज एनर्जी में पता है, जो वाइब्रेशन, स्ट्रेचिंग, बेंडिंग हैं, जितने भी हमारे एटम्स हैं ज्यादा की श्रोडिंगर इक्वेशन जो हैं वो बहुत लंबे हो जाते हैं, लेंदी होते हैं, वो कंप्यूटेशन नॉर्मली ड्रग डिस्कवरी के अंदर हम मॉलिक्यूलर हैं मैकेनिक्स एंड क्वांटम मैकेनिक्स को भी यूज कर सकते हैं। रोस्ट के कमर्शियली अवेलेबल हैं, जो कि ड्रग मॉलिक्यूल और आपका जो भी बायो मॉलिक्यूल है उसके बीच में इंटरेक्शंस कैसे हो रहे हैं उनको स्टडी करने में हेल्प है। कंप्यूटर एडेड ड्रग डिजाइन जो है वो हमें इन लैब्स के अंदर हमारा नॉर्मली चलता है, टारगेट आइडेंटिफिकेशन, फिर एसिड स्क्रीनिंग, कैरेक्टराइजेशन ऑफ ड्रग मॉलिक्यूल का, ये फिर हमारे पास स्टेप्स हैं कि कैसे डॉकिंग वर्ड जो एक आता है वो थोड़ा सा आइडिया देना चाहूंगी। मॉलिक्यूलर डॉकिंग, व्हाट इज मॉलिक्यूलर डॉकिंग? मॉलिक्यूलर डॉकिंग इज to produce a small molecule which is उसको लिगेंड, जो भी हमारा बायो मॉलिक्यूल है, इट में भी डीएनए, इट में भी आरएनए रिसेप्टर साइट बोलते हैं उसको, प्रोटीन हो सकता है हमारे पास, उनके लेबल होते हैं। और उसका स्ट्रक्चर डाटाबेस से लेकर हम अपना जो ड्रग मॉलिक्यूल है उनको आपस में सॉफ्टवेयर, और कि ये हमारा जो डीएनए टाइप का हमारा स्ट्रक्चर था उसके बीच में ड्रग मॉलिक्यूल अंदर जाके हमारा इंटरेक्ट कर रहा है आपस में, इसमें एक पर्टिकुलर ओरिएंटेशन में यहाँ पर जाकर ये मॉलिक्यूल में आपस में कुछ इंटरेक्शंस हैं, वंडरवाल हो सकते हैं, हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स हो सकते हैं, और जब ये एक फिक्स्ड ओरिएंटेशन में जाकर यहाँ इंटरेक्ट करता है तो इस प्रोसेस को हम डॉकिंग कहते हैं, मॉलिक्यूलर डॉकिंग। के बाद हम डिफरेंट स्टेप्स में आगे चलकर इस तरह से देख सकते हैं कि किस तरह से हमारा जो मॉलिक्यूल है वो आपस में डिफरेंट टाइप्स की इंटरेक्शंस हैं। तो आफ्टर आइडेंटिफिकेशन किस टाइप का है मॉलिक्यूल, फिर हम ड्रग कैंडिडेट है उसमें स्ट्रक्चर चेंज कर सकते हैं जिससे कि वो पर्टिकुलर इंटरेक्शन हम बढ़ाना चाहते हैं तो बढ़ा लें और घटाना चाहते हैं तो हम उसको घटा लें। फिर हमारे पास डिफरेंट टाइप के जो हैं चलते हैं। ये एक लास्ट स्लाइड है जिस हमने इस तरीके से लिखा और उसको हमने आगे, तो ये कुछ मॉलिक्यूल्स हैं जो कि इस अप्रोच से, कंप्यूटेशनल अप्रोच से डिस्कवर किए गए हैं, जिसमें कि आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे हमारे पास थोड़े से मॉलिक्यूल्स दिए गए हैं। ओसेल्टामावीर जो कि टेमीफ्लू में कोविड में भी शुरू में एंटीवायरल ड्रग्स जो है काफी इस मेथड से आपने देखा कि यहाँ की है, सेकंड ग्लोकोमा, थर्ड इज HIV एड्स की, फोर्थ इज और जो है आपका। This is basically the summary of how the recent areas of research in computational approaches for multi-target drug design कैसे यूज की जा सकती है। दो तरह की अप्रोचेस होती हैं जो मैंने बताया आपको, वन इज लिगेंड बेस्ड, सेकंड इज स्ट्रक्चर बेस्ड, और उनके भी आगे जो है किस तरह से करते हैं, मॉलिक्यूलर डॉकिंग, सर्च, फार्माकोफोर बेस्ड सर्चिंग, और इधर लिगेंड बेस्ड जब होती है तो सिमिलैरिटी सर्च लेते हैं, कंफर्मेशनल एलिमेंट हैं। ये जो सारा यहाँ पर चार्ट बना हुआ है, दिस चार्ट में जो भी हमारे प्रिंसिपल्स वी आर शोइंग हियर, दे आर सॉफ्टवेयर, और ये मैंने नीचे रेफरेंस दिया है। ये बुक है स्प्रिंजर से पब्लिश्ड, मेथड्स इन फार्माकोलॉजी एंड टॉक्सिकोलॉजी। इस चैप्टर के अंदर फ्रीली अवेलेबल हैं, उनका भी डिस्क्रिप्शन दे रखा है, और मेथोडोलॉजी का भी बड़ा डिटेल डिस्क्रिप्शन दे रखा है कि हाउ स्टेप बाय स्टेप यू कैन यूज दोस कंप्यूटेशनल ड्रग डिस्कवरी सॉफ्टवेयर। I would like to end my today's talk with these two quotes. Reach selflessly for truth and objectivity. It teaches admiration, the deep awe and joy that the natural order of things brings to the true scientist. And the second, if you know you are on the right track, then nobody can turn you off, no matter what they say. प्राप्त करने की इच्छा है और सक्सेस को हासिल करेंगे, that is all. And with this, I thank once again and any questions.
थैंक यू मैम, आपने बहुत अच्छा थैंक यू मैम.
Welcome.
Any questions? If you have any questions, I'm very thankful to Professor Neelima Gupta ma'am to be a part of this faculty development program and gave us the precious time. And she said, nature the master chemist. History and revolutionary technology having the wide domain of sectorial applications, healthcare, construction, water processing, and emphasize on the sustainable development and need of the present scenario. Professor Gupta also asymmetric molecule and all asymmetric and amino are also catalysts and chemists can create a new molecule by the chemical in a particular direction and also explain the and which is very important for biomolecular interactions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now I would like to invite of the faculty development program, head department.
Thank you, ma'am. Feeling pleasure of concluding the FDP 5th day of SRP Government PG College, Bandikui. I am thankful to the chairman of Poddar International Institute, Principal Bandikui, Sunita ji, all participants. Chance to conclude. I would with a great head start to the FDP. The first day provided great knowledge and experience to our faculties and participants. Today, Dr. Bishram Meena from SRP Government PG College, Bandikui on topic social emotional teaching. डॉक्टर विश्राम मीना जी ने बताया शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में किए जा रहे नवाचार मानव के सर्वांगीण विकास सेल्फ अवेयरनेस वहीं संगीता जी ने प्राचीन युग से आधुनिक युग प्रकाश हमारे एफडीपी के द्वितीय दिवस पर डॉक्टर एनएमआर स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोपी एंजाइम्स प्रोटीन्स के स्ट्रक्चर डिटरमिनेशन पर हमारा ज्ञान वर्धन किया। ने नैनोटेक एंड क्लस्टर्स के विषय में बताया तथा कि एप्लीकेशन का हमें ज्ञान करवाया। ऐसे ही हमारा तृतीय दिवस जिसमें यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ राजस्थान पंडित एक्सीलेंस नामक ज्ञान वर्धन किया। वहीं एसआरपी गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज बांदीकुई के डॉक्टर कमलेश कुमार टेक्नोलॉजी हुए प्राचीन स्थलों को हमारे समक्ष बड़े ही आकर्षक वीडियो क्लिप्स के द्वारा प्रदर्शित और प्रस्तुत किए। कॉलेज बांदीकुई की एजुकेशन बोलते हुए फैसिलिटेट लर्निंग, उसकी डिस्क्रीट एस्पेक्ट्स, प्रोजेक्ट्स ऑफ लर्निंग, एलएमएस, ईएमआईएस आदि पे प्रकाश डाला और हमें रिसर्च टेक्नोलॉजी वहीं हमारे नेक्स्ट स्पीकर टॉपिक emerging trends in teaching and learning प्रकाश डाला और बहुत से तरीके और विधियां हमें बताई। यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ कोटा डॉक्टर सुशील कुमार शर्मा ने जनरल इंडेक्सिंग अवगत कराया। इसका ज्ञान सभी फैकल्टीज, पार्टिसिपेंट, रिसर्चर्स के लिए अति आवश्यक है और साथी उनके लिए बहुत ही अच्छे टॉपिक है। इससे हमें आगे के भी पूरा ज्ञान मिला है। वहीं डॉक्टर सुरेंद्र एसोसिएट यूनिवर्सिटी एपीआर जयपुर ने कंटेम्परेरी इश्यूज ऑब्जेक्टिव्स, व्हाट, व्हाई, प्रोसेस आदि के बारे में बहुत ही अच्छी तरह से समझाया। ज्ञान वर्धन किया। यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ कोटा के डॉक्टर कमलेश जहांगीर ने साइंटिफिक राइटिंग से हमें एडिशनल डायरेक्टर सीसीटी यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ राजस्थान प्रोफेसर नीलिमा गुप्ता ने एमएससी एरिया ज्ञान बढ़ाया। नीलिमा मैम ने बताया लाइफ, नेचर, द मास्टर नेचर और रिपॉजिटरी टेक्नोलॉजी, ये सभी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट्स हैं और मोटिवेशनल हमारे समक्ष प्रस्तुत किया, जिससे हम सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स और फैकल्टीज को Thanks to all for giving us our precious time and listening to me. I would like to invite Principal SRP Government College Bandikui, Sunita, speak few words to a participant and faculties about Ms. Sunita, Principal Bandikui. Please welcome, ma'am.
Honorable Dr. Anand Poddar, Chairman, Poddar, conveners of 5 days FDP, Dr. Vinod Kumar from SPGC Government College, Professor Girja Shankar from Poddar Institute, Department of Chemistry, and Madam Nirmala. I congratulate and simultaneously gratitude for extending knowledge of all eminent. They have given their time as well as their invaluable knowledge to the society and to all FDP. I hope whole knowledge given through this education system possible only through the technology which is the part of modern era education. I congratulate the participants. They have earned certificates as the knowledge will be extended to the students, which will be further to make the students more thoughtful, more rational, and more scientific, which is the need of the time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
To Professor Sunita Vijayvargiji, Principal, motivate all our participants, approximately 193 participants in the FDP. In our FDP, she said so and innovative speech to our all participants. So I'm very, very much thankful to ma'am, our colleagues, participants, and even my colleague Minu Mangal ma'am to give us a platform on FDP. I would like to call Vinod Berwachi for vote of thanks. Please, Vinod Berwachi.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity to vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to say some words about the principal of SRP Government PG College, Pandikui. Give us an opportunity to convene the faculty development program in collaboration with Poddar Institute, International College. I would like to also thank Anand Meenuji, Nirmalaji, all the members successful this event. Finally, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to each and everyone who participated this activity from 20th January to 24th January 2022. Almost More than 96 participants connected with this FDP from various educational institutes throughout India. It was a great pleasure to see all of them for making this FDP successful on recent trends in teaching and research in applied science. You all enjoy both the scientific part and the recent trends in that use in the opportunity to extend or say networks. I'm sure that without cooperation of you all, the connected dignitaries, the research persons, and all the team which was very heartily connected with this FDP, it would not have been successful. I would like to give my special thanks to the speakers of the FDP, Vishram ji, Sangeeta ji, KVK Rao sir, Kumar sir, Rajendra ji, Neelima, and finally Neelima ji. Lectures on it has been a wonderful experience for us as well that we collaboration with the international faculty development program and hope in future we will another conferences and another faculty development program. Each and everyone who by and large help us to make their efforts anyhow. So I'm very thankful and Nirmala ji and Girja FDP and the Poddar Institute, the group of institutes, chief or head, and Anand Poddar ji, and finally our principal, Sanrakshika Guru, Professor Sunita Vijay Varghese ji. Thank you all. Such a
I'm Nirmala Gupta, convener of FDP, to Professor Vijay Varghese, Principal, SRP Government College, Bandipur, Chairman, and all colleagues. And I want to tell that this FDP provided more knowledge and experience for participants and faculties. And very innovative. I want to call
Now, I'm going to tell you about the overall faculty development program. Now, the faculty development program on recent trends in teaching and research in applied science from 20 to 24 Jan 2022 organized by Department of Chemistry, Poddar International College, Mansarovar, Jaipur, in association with Department of Chemistry, SRP Government PG College, Bandipur, Dausa. In this FDP, admissions were participated and total 14 speakers delivered their lectures in a very easier manner. Now the day one.
Minuji, please, you are not audible.
So I'm going to the overall faculty development program. Faculty development program and research in applied science from 2024 22 organized by Department of Chemistry, Poddar International College, Mansarovar, Jaipur, in association with Department of Chemistry. Bandipui Dausa. In this FDP, total 193 faculty, researcher, academicians were total their lectures in a very easier manner. In the day one, teaching method by Dr. Sangeeta Nagarwal, Associate Professor, SRP, Government PG College, Bandipui. The second is Social and Emotional Learning by Dr. Vishram Meena, Assistant Professor, SRP, Government PG College, Bandipui. And third is Challenges and Opportunities in 21st Century Materials and Advanced Characterizations by Professor KVR Rao, Director, CCT, University of Rajasthan. On day second, Professor Devinder Kumar, Department of Chemistry, Guru Jambeshwar, University of Science and Technology, Hisar, gave the lecture on NMR spectroscopy and development and applications of nanoclusters in nanoscience by Dr. Rajendra Singh Dayal, Center for School of Basic and Applied Science, Central University of Punjab. Now on day third, Professor M.K. Pandit, Department of Geology, University of Rajasthan, has given a lecture on research and technology and teaching learning by Dr. Kamlesh Kumar Sarasar, Associate Professor, SRP Government PG College, Bandipur. Dr. Vinod Kumar Berwa, Associate Professor, SRP Government PG College, explained about teaching. And this Chemistry, SRP Government PG College, given the lecture on educational technology. On the day 4, journal indexing, impact factor, and H index, explained by Dr. Sushil Kumar Sharma, Department of Pure and Dr. Sudhinder Singh Chauhan, Associate Professor, IIMR University, Jaipur, given a lecture contemporary. And now on
Minuji, again, you are not audible. Minuji. Minuji, you are not audible, please. Yes, carry on, ma'am.
Now, on day 5, Dr. Kamlesh Jangir, Rajasthan Technical University, Kota, and Professor Neelima Gupta, Department of Chemistry, University of Rajasthan. I'm thankful to all the precious time, and I thanks to my convener colleagues, Ms. Nirmala Bansal and Dr. Vinod Kumar Berwa and Dr. Girja Shankar Taylor.
Again, please, Minuji.
For continuous.
Please continue, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, right now you are audible.
Okay. Now I'm very thankful to all the speakers for sparing their precious time, and I also thanks to my convener colleagues, Ms. Nirmala Bansal and Dr. Vinod Kumar for the support. And I also thank to our chairman, Dr. Anand Poddar, and director, Mrs. Rupal Poddar, to give the permission for conduction of this FDP, and also thanks to Principal Professor Sunita Vijayvargiya, SRP Government PG College, Bandipur, to support this conference in association with the SRP Government PG College, Bandipur, Dosa. And she is continuous in touch and help in every manner. Thank you, ma'am, for their kind support. I also thank our IT head, Dr. Ruchi Saxena, Mr. Rajesh Saini, IT lab in charge, for support, and thanks to for the YouTube channel, and designer Mr. Abhishek, and my faculties Dr. Vinod Kumar Jain and Pramod sir. And I also thanks to all the participants who makes the event successful. Now the certificate will be issued within a day, within a week on your email ID. So thank you everyone. And now the feedback form is available in the chat box or in the WhatsApp group. So thanks to all.
Thanks to all. And according to Meenu Mangal ma'am, feedback box is in the feedback is available in the chat box. You can talk to us for further queries. and we will resolve it. Thank you. Thank you to all participants, organizers, Poddar International Institute Chairman, our Principal Bandikui, Sunita Vijayvargiji, and all our technical and team and all our conveners. Thank you. Thank you, Vishal ji.
Thank you. You can leave the meeting. Thank you, Neelima. You can leave from the meeting, ma'am. Neelima, ma'am, you can leave the meeting, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Any participant to give any suggestion? Now it is open to all. If any participant कोई कुछ बोलना चाहता है कि FDP से कैसा लगा?
बहुत अच्छा लगा। 5 दिन का कार्यक्रम मैंने लगातार सुना।
अच्छा।
आई एम ऑडिबल मैम? आई एम ऑडिबल?
हाँ हाँ ऑडिबल है, बिल्कुल बताएं सर कैसा
जी मैं डॉक्टर विकास कुमार शर्मा, गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज बूंदी। मैम हम आर्ट्स स्ट्रीम से है, पॉलिटिकल साइंस में हूँ यहाँ।
अच्छा।
लेकिन मैं कंटिन्यू 5 दिन से ये एफडीपी प्रोग्राम पार्टिसिपेट किया मैंने, और मेरे को सारे स्पीकर्स बहुत अच्छे लगे। बहुत इसमें कोविड से संबंधित, इसमें रिसर्च से संबंधित, और अभी जो मैडम ने नीलिमा गुप्ता जी लगा वो सबके लिए यूजफुल इन कोविड की विकट परिस्थितियों में। तो हमको बहुत अच्छा लगा फाइनली मैम।
देखो इसमें एफडीपी में देखा जाए तो जो रिसर्च वो कर सकते हैं, और दूसरी बात इसके अंदर हमने वो लेक्चर्स भी थे, और जैसे कईयों ने तो ये भी बताया कि किस तरीके से आप रिसर्च आर्टिकल्स लिख सकते हैं, कैसे अपने कोई डॉक्यूमेंट को तैयार कर सकते हैं, वो सारा का सारा जो मेथड था वो इसके अंदर था। राइट
मैं फर्स्ट सेकंड में स्पीकर्स आए थे, इनसे मैंने ये भी सुना जो सर है कि उनका नाम है, बट मैंने एफडीपी कार्यक्रम और बहुत अच्छा ओवरऑल में।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू
आप सभी लोगों को। थैंक यू।
और कोई पार्टिसिपेंट कुछ कहना चाहता है कि how he or she feel during this FDP program? So now the platform is open.